Good morning, students. In third session of the solution, I welcome you all. In second session, I have discussed Henry's law. In this session, third session, I shall discuss application of Henry's law and different colligative properties. First, application of Henry's law. First application is dissolution of carbon dioxide gas in carbonated beverage. As we know, carbon dioxide is sparingly soluble in water. So in carbonated beverage, carbon dioxide is dissolved under pressure according to Henry's law. Second one is oxygen cylinder carried by sea diver. As we know, we breathe in on the surface of earth air which contains 21% oxygen and 78% about nitrogen. When we breathe in air, due to lungs pressure, only oxygen dissolves in blood. Nitrogen remains as it is in the lungs, which we breathe out along with carbon dioxide. But a sea diver carries compressed air in his cylinder. Inside water, due to high pressure of water, along with oxygen, some nitrogen also dissolve in the blood. Oxygen is used in the respiration process in the body and nitrogen remains as it is. When sea diver comes out on the surface, due to decrease in the pressure, only some oxygen escaped out, rest remain in the body tissue, due to which the sea diver feels uncomfortable. So, cylinder carried by sea diver contains a mixture of helium, nitrogen and oxygen in definite proportion. Helium neither dissolve itself nor allow nitrogen to dissolve even under pressure inside the water. So when divers comes out, feel more comfortable. Third one is your oxygen cylinder carried by mountaineer. As we know, at higher altitude, vapor pressure of oxygen decreases. So at higher altitude, a mountaineer do not get sufficient oxygen. So oxygen cylinder carried by mountaineer contains more than 20% oxygen in his cylinder. So he can easily breathe, feel more comfortable. Now, Rod's law is a special case of Henry's law. How? According to Rod's law, we know P1 equal to X1 into P1 naught. Here you should remember component 1 is solvent and component 2 is solute in this chapter. So P1 equal to X1 into P1 naught. Here P1 is the vapor pressure of the solvent in the solution, X1 mole fraction of the solvent, P1 naught is the vapor pressure of solvent when it is pure. In the solution of a gas in a liquid, one of the component is so volatile that it exists as a gas. Its solubility according to Henry's law, P equal to Kh into X, we know. Therefore, Raoult's law becomes a special case of Henry's law, in which Kh, Henry's law constant, becomes equal to P1 naught, any vapor pressure of the solvent when it is pure. Now, colligative properties. The property of a solution that depend on the number of solute particles irrespective of their nature are called colligative properties. Here, so to discuss a colligative property, you should know solute must be non-volatile. Only solvent should be volatile. There are four colligative properties. Number one, relative lowering of vapor pressure. Second one, elevation in boiling point. Third one is your depression in freezing point. Fourth one is your osmotic pressure. Now, I shall discuss these four colligative properties one by one. Okay. First one is your relative lowering of vapor pressure. When a non-volatile solute is added to a solvent, the vapor pressure decreases because some of the solute particles occupy the surface area of the solvent. So, area of evaporation of solvent particles decreases. As a result, vapor pressure decreases. The lowering of vapor pressure with respect to the vapor pressure of pure solvent is called relative lowering of vapor pressure. Mathematical expression of relative lowering of vapor pressure. According to Raoult's law, we know P1, partial vapor pressure of the solvent, one component, equal to P01 into X1. The reduction in the vapor pressure of solvent, that is delta P1, any change in vapor pressure, lowering, so I have told reduction, is given as delta P1 lowering of vapor pressure equal to P1 naught minus P1. Here P1 naught is the vapor pressure of the solvent when it is pure. P1 is the vapor pressure of the solvent in the solution. That is equal to P1 naught minus P1 naught X1. Taking P1 naught common, we get P1 naught into 1 minus X1, because you know solution contains two components having mole fraction X1 and X2, X1 and X2, and sum of mole fraction is always 1. So X2 will be equal to 1 minus X1. Putting value of x minus x 1 minus x1 in the above equation, we get P1 equal to delta P1 equal to P1 naught into x2, which may be written as delta P1 by delta P1 naught. It is relative lowering of vapor pressure. Once again, delta P1 is the lowering of vapor pressure. P1 naught is the vapor pressure of solvent when it is pure. A ratio of these two is called relative lowering of vapor pressure. This will be equal to P1 naught minus P1 by P1 naught, which is equal to X2, mole fraction of the solute. Here P1 naught minus P1, that is lowering of vapor pressure, does not depend upon the quantity of solute. So lowering of vapor pressure is not a colligative property, but P1 naught minus P1 by P naught 1, which is relative lowering of vapor pressure, is equal to X2 mole fraction of the solute, which represent quantity. So relative lowering of vapor pressure is a colligative property. Now we can write P1 naught minus P1 by P1 naught equal to N2 number of moles of solute by N1 plus N2 total number of moles in the solution. From definition of mole fraction, here N1 and N2 are the number of moles of solute, solvent and solute respectively present in the solution. For dilute solution, N2 is very small as compared to N1 because solute is non-volatile. Hence, neglecting N2 in the denominator, we have P1 naught minus P1 by P1 naught equal to N2 by N1. Here N2, you know, mole fraction, number of moles of solute, N1 number of moles of solvent. Or you can write P1 naught minus P1 by P1 naught equal to W2 by M2, N2 equal to, you know, number of moles of solute given mass of solute by molecular mass of solute into M1 by W1. Here W1 and W2 are the masses, given masses, and M1 and M2 are the molar masses of the solvent and solute respectively. Here M2 is the observed molecular mass of solute in the solution. So this formula can be used to calculate the observed molecular mass of the solute in the solution. Now, elevation in boiling point. As we know, boiling point of a liquid is the temperature at which the vapor pressure of the liquid becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure. When we add a non-volatile solute to a particular solvent, the vapor pressure of the solvent decreases, and therefore to boil the solution the required temperature will be higher. There will be elevation in boiling point, increase in boiling point. So there will be a rise in the boiling point of the solution. The increase in boiling point, that is delta TB, will be equal to TB minus TB naught, where TB naught is the boiling point of pure solvent and TB is the boiling point of solution. Delta TB is known as elevation in boiling point. We know delta TB is directly proportional to the molality of the solution. Yani elevation in boiling point is directly proportional to the molality of the solution. Or delta TB equal to Kb into small m, that is molality. Here Kb is a proportionality constant called boiling point elevation constant or molar elevation constant or ebullioscopic constant. As we know, molality of a solution is equal to W2 by M2 into 1000 by W1. W2 you all know given mass of the solute, m2 molar mass of the solute, w1 given mass of solvent in gram into 1000, that is molality. Putting the value of molality in the above expression, delta TB will be equal to Kb into 1000 into W2 by M2 into W1, or M2 is equal to 1000 into W2 into Kb by delta TB into W1. Here M2 is the observed molecular mass of the solute. So this formula is used to calculate observed molecular mass of the solute. Now Kb, it is defined at the elevation in boiling point when the molality of the solution is unity. You know delta TB is equal to Kb into small m. If small m is equal to 1 unity, therefore delta TB is equal to Kb. So delta TB equal to Kb. So molar elevation constant is equal to elevation in boiling point when the molality of the solution is unity. Unit of Kb is Kelvin kg mole inverse. अब determination of Kb. Mathematically Kb is equal to R into M1 into delta TB square into 1000 into delta H vaporization, where R is gas constant, TB is the boiling point of the solvent, M1 molecular mass of the solvent, kg per mole, delta H vaporization, enthalpy of vaporization of the solvent in joule per mole. Here the graph given represent the elevation in boiling point. Upper graph curve represent boiling point of the solvent when it is pure. Here delta T naught B represent boiling point of solvent when it is pure. Second, TB represent boiling point of the solution, and the difference of TB and T naught B is the delta TB. Now next topic is depression in freezing point. When we add a non-volatile solute in a suitable solvent, its vapor pressure decreases, and now it would become equal to that of the solid solvent at lower temperature. Thus the freezing point of solvent decreases. Here delta TF, depression in freezing point, is equal to TF naught, freezing point of pure solvent, minus TF, freezing point of solution when non-volatile solute is dissolved, known as depression in freezing point. Expression. It is found that delta TF, depression in freezing point, is directly proportional to molality, or delta TF is equal to Kf into M. Here Kf is a proportionality constant known as freezing point depression constant, or molar depression constant, or cryoscopic constant. Calculation of molar mass of solute by depression in freezing point formula. We know molality equal to W2 by M2 into 1000 by W1. Substituting this value in the above equation, we get delta TF equal to KF into W2 by M2 into 1000 by W1, or M2 is equal to KF into W2 into 1000 by delta TF into W1. Here M2 is the observed molecular mass of the solute in the solution, Kf depression in freezing point constant, W2 given mass of the solute, delta TF depression in freezing point, W1 given mass of solvent. Definition of Kf. Depression is in freezing point is equal to, freezing point depression constant Kf is equal to the depression in freezing point when molality of the solution is unity, because we know delta TF equal to Kf into small m. If small m is 1, therefore delta TF equal to Kf. Its unit is Kelvin kg mole inverse. अब determination of Kf. Kf equal to R into M1 into TF whole square by 1000 into delta H fusion, where R is gas constant, TF is the depression in freezing point, M1 molar mass of the solvent, delta H fusion is the fusion temperature. Now, graphical representation of depression in freezing point. You see the graph. It is graph between frozen solvent and liquid. Delta F naught represent the freezing point of the solvent when it is pure. Now, when we add non-volatile solute, freezing point decreases. In this graph, TF represent freezing point of the solution, and difference between delta F naught and TF represent the delta TF, yani depression of the freezing point of the solvent in the solution. Now, next one is osmosis. Osmosis I will discuss in next session. Thank you, students.